everybody.
Good afternoon.
Beautiful Sunday, and before the World Series 2016 game comes on, thought we'd do a quick video.
Us do a quick video?
Well, it depends on you. You know, if you're gonna get
thanks.
if you're gonna get into a rant or not. They sometimes take a while.
Yes.
But we just come across something interesting. Actually, a good friend of ours, Sitting Straight, sent this to us.
Thank you.
And thank you, sweetie. You're right. This is good. You know, we have nothing against the military. There is nothing wrong with taking seminars or training. But when you look at Jehovah's Witnesses and what they're allowed and what they're not allowed to do, and you see the hypocrisy that comes down from the top compared to what the rank and file can do, you know, this is where we have the issue. And I just want to mention that, like, extracurricular activity at school,
right.
I wasn't even allowed to even do gymnastics after school because of my association with worldly kids was unnecessary. It wasn't part of my education.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other things that Jehovah's Witnesses can't do, like, you know, join the YMCA because it's affiliated, it's associated with the Catholic Church. You know, we did a video recently about jury duty, and even though Watchtower says that it's a conscience matter, there's an underlying issue as to why Jehovah's Witnesses are very much discouraged from doing extracurricular activities, serving on a jury, and other things such as this, and it's because they have to associate with people that are non-Jehovah's Witnesses. They're going to put their Jehovah's Witnesses into situations to where it might open up, I don't know, say something like critical thinking, looking at things from a different perspective. There's very strong reasons why the Watchtower Bible Tract Society really speaks badly about Jehovah's Witnesses doing extracurricular activities. And this video, with the information we have, really calls that into question among other questions that are going to get called into question. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Okay, we just got an elder's letter, and we want to thank the source so much. You know, I don't know for those of you who know or not, but a dear friend, Atlantis, who has been, you know, doing so much for this community, he has retired. A very well-deserved, much retirement, and it's time for him to, you know, get on with his life. And
yes.
So, you know, we're sorry to see him go. But, you know, happy that he is able to do stuff, you know, like go fishing
yeah.
and stuff like that. So, you know, but it's sad that he has quit. But, you know, we want to thank the source, a couple of sources now, who are getting the information out to everybody. And we appreciate you guys so much because, you know, you're the ones taking the risk. Yep. You know, you're the ones that will be found out. And so you're taking the risk and you're getting this information out. But we just got an elder's letter, and it's dated November 1st. So the elders don't even have this yet.
Go ahead. At some point, I want to make a comment about a video we had done some time ago.
Now, this one is using and maintaining Kingdom Halls. It's 11 pages, and there's even a table of contents that goes through everything. Ownership, cleaning, maintenance and repair work, inspections, safety, security, phone answering system, internet system, video equipment. Now, it's interesting about a couple of these things, like the internet service. Kingdom Halls can now have internet service coming into their Kingdom Halls for the brothers and sisters to use. But you have to be in good standing, and you can't go to porn sites. So children have to be watched, you know, so they're not watching, you know, maybe apostate videos. So it's interesting that this comes out, and then another elder's letter, and they are going to be upgrading, updoing, you know, the LDC that we all know as the Regional Building Committee. So they're doing some changes.
Yeah. Now remember, it wasn't too terribly long ago, Kim, that we did a video with another letter where Watchtower was asking for specific skills in amongst the Jehovah's Witnesses. And so kind of bear that in mind as we go through this, that Watchtower was specifically looking for highly skilled Jehovah's Witnesses, and even those that were willing to be trained in such items.
Also, remote computer workers, they were looking for those. They were looking for paralegals, lawyers, skilled ones like that. Now, the person that sent this to me, Sitting Straight, thank you so much, sweetie, because it's an email that went out to all the volunteers of the RBC. Now, because I'm so used to using the term RBC, I will be using that one instead of the LDC. And the title of the email is Training Modules Now Available for Volunteers. Dear brothers and sisters, I want to let you know of some building maintenance training modules that are now available for all Assembly Hall staff volunteers to access for a trial period. The training modules are online and video-based. Not all of the training applies to our Assembly Hall, but many of the principles do. Although they can be accessed at any time, please email me and schedule a time that you would like to go through the modules, since there is only one account. So it's something you have to sign up for, and have an account. The modules cover the following training: building maintenance principles, building utilities and boilers, general inspection and repairs, building electrical maintenance. Each module has sub-modules relating to its parent module. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I just want to mention, I know this sounds boring, but bear with us. It gets to a good point. Okay? I have included a PDF of the various modules that we have available. If you would like to schedule a time to go through the modules, please follow the steps below, and they give directions on how to do this. These modules are being made available to encourage our volunteers to take the initiative in developing skills for building maintenance in order to be more useful in maintaining our Assembly Hall as well as our local Kingdom Halls. I have included a PDF of the various modules that we have available. And so they have the building maintenance training request, and you got to fill this out. And as you can see, I had to redact names and phone numbers and cities and stuff. But you can see down here at the bottom where it says PDF. Okay? Now we're going to go and open up this PDF. Okay, so when you open the PDF that is at the bottom of that email sent out to all the brothers and sisters, this PDF comes up. Technology Transfer, Building Management and Maintenance Series. And of course you can see building maintenance principles, risk management, preventive maintenance, chemical storage, cleaning services, facility maintenance, building utilities and boilers, combustion fundamentals, system operations, safety valves, all kinds of things, general inspection and repairs. Just going through this. So it kind of looks like a good thing. And then when you zero in, let me see if I can zero in right down here, techtransfer.com. And it's like, okay, what the heck is that? So then you go to Technology Transfer, and this is their homepage, transferring technical skills and knowledge to the workforce. And they have training, performance consulting, learning portal, procedure wizard, testimonials, and then you have a video here. And I'm just going to play a minute of it.
Back on the USS Nebraska, which is a ballistic missile submarine, we had to keep careful handwritten logs or records of primary and secondary plant chemistry. Drinking water, oxygen, the ability to move the ship through the water meant we had to provide power and do that safely. Towards the end of my tour, we were able to finally use a laptop in the engine room for recording plant chemistry and for trending results. Because really the key is doing the job right, doing it efficiently, and most of all safely so we can get back to our families.
As a team member aboard the USS Michigan, where I was a nuclear chemist, sometimes we would have to come up through the polar ice caps. There was 158 people that had to do their job right to make sure that we could surface under that ice. But everybody followed the procedures, and that's how we got the job done right.
One thing the military taught all of us was to get the job done right the first time. My name is Lou Rivera. I'm CEO of Technology Transfer Services. Whether our guys have been out for 2 years or 10 years, trust us to get the job done right for you the first time.
Interesting how this is 100% veteran-owned and operated. Military people. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Because now, unlike young Jehovah's Witnesses that are playing in school, after-school extracurricular activity and rubbing shoulders with their schoolmates, now you've got Jehovah's Witnesses rubbing shoulders with ex-military personnel that are now going to train them in proper building maintenance and care. I have a question, Jehovah's Witnesses. The people that you had doing all of these tasks in the past, where have they gone? I mean, isn't the RBC all about skilled labor? Jehovah's Witnesses that are supposed to know what they're doing? Are those people all walking away? Are some of them on the coffin lid? Why are you now turning to an outside source for building maintenance and things like that? And not only an outside source, a military source, or perceivably a military source.
Well, the thing is like I said, there's nothing in itself wrong with this, and the military are trained to do this kind of stuff. But I mean, is this the only company that is capable of training, Jehovah's Witnesses on how to do building maintenance and stuff? I just gotta wonder, when you're having your Jehovah's Witness volunteers sign up for this program and go through this program, they're actually being trained by the military.
Yeah, and there again, there's the conflict of interest. What the hell's the difference going to the YMCA and using that pool when nobody is going to train you how to swim? I mean, not even some Catholic priest is there to help you train to swim. But you can't walk into that building without being labeled an apostate.
Yeah.
But yet, you can sit and be trained by members of the U.S. military, former members of the U.S. military, and somehow that's okay now? Wow! What hypocrisy! What a huge conflict of interest. So, I guess the thing really becomes, Jehovah's Witnesses, if you use your noodle, if you use your thinking cap, it's now okay to go into a YMCA and use their facility, because throw this back in their faces and tell them to choke on this. If it's okay for you to do this, then it's okay for me to go into a building just to use a swimming pool.
Yeah. Now I'm going to put the link below to this website. Excuse me. And if you scroll down, you'll see the video. And I encourage you all to watch the entire video. And the ones that are running this company, it really sounds like they know what they're doing, but they also talk about their military, careers.
Yeah.
And, all these years, Watchtower has drilled it into us that you would want absolutely nothing to do with the military. They wouldn't even allow people to work in hospitals as conscientious objectors.
Yeah.
In lieu of, military service. Oh, well, that's still connected because the military suggested this. So, that isn't even, okay, but yet it's okay to be trained by ex-military.
Well, it just appears to me that with some of their buildings that they've got up for sale, maybe they're losing out on sales because the brothers and sisters that thought they were qualified enough to put these buildings together, perhaps they weren't. and people are now recognizing. I don't know. I mean, it's really hypocritical for Watchtower to be going to this source as a learning and teaching source. It's really interesting what they're doing. I wonder what their end game plan is with all of this. Are these buildings going to be turned into some sort of military institution? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, it's interesting, when you look at this website, that, e-learning best practices along the way in order to create the most effective training product possible. So, I know there's going to be a gazillion trolls that are saying, oh, well, that's different.
Yeah.
This is for training just to maintain the kingdom halls, so that's different.
Oh, really? If the YMCA is the only pool in town that you have to go and exercise in, and your religion says you can't use it because it's connected with Christendom, you might be in a cult.
If you can't buy Girl Scout cookies because those little girls are a paramilitary, organization, then, you might be in a cult. It's like, you can't buy Girl Scout cookies, but you can be trained,
You can be trained by ex-military. My goodness, that's a good point. See, this is how stupid Jehovah's Witnesses are. Because the rank and file, the ones that are going to join the RBC, they're not going to think twice about how Watchtower has discredited being trained by people such as this. My goodness, it just never ever ends with the stupidity of this organization.
Well, that's what keeps us in a full-time job.
That's true. Yeah, a full-time job with no benefits.
But the thing is I was going to say, is how many witnesses are just going to click on the links in this email? They are not going to go to this website of this technology transfer and check out what kind of company it is. They're just going to listen to the brothers and just click on the PDF and then click on the link, and sign up to get their training program, and just go through this video training program without even checking out who they're getting this training from. That is what is so ludicrous, is they will not check out any of this. They just click on the links the brothers send them, and
I know. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
So like I said, I'll put all the links down below, and I apologize. I guess I forgot to put the PDF scan of that handbill under the video, and so I'm going to have to go put it on our website, because I don't remember what video that was. I'm sorry about that. My brain has been Swiss cheese lately, I swear.
Okay.
So thank you so much for, watching, and thank you for all our subscribers and viewers and dear friends, and we love you guys. Take care.
Bye.